Caribbean island alone, whenever they give a Central or South American, African country a loan, they put 3 requirements with that loan. Requirement number 1, 1,000% interest or more. You need $5 million. You want to build schools in Rwanda. She wants $5 million. She's the president of Rwanda. And guess what America says? I'm going to give you $5 million, but I'm going to charge you 1,000% on every dollar. How long will it take Rwanda to pay back that loan? You'll be paying it back for the next 100 years. This is how they keep Africa in debt, by exploiting them with the interest rates. Number 2, 2 minutes. Number 2, they'll tell Africa, you have to have a free market economy. I need y'all to understand this. This is real important. I'm going to be quiet because I know we got a break and then we got the Q&A. Y'all be able to ask me anything you want. Second thing they do is they demand that African countries participate in the free market economy. You know what that means? You're the president of Senegal. In Senegal, y'all have your own salt. You don't need Morton salt. You don't need Whole Food salt. You don't want nobody selling salt in Senegal because Senegal got your own salt. You're the president of Ghana. Y'all got palm oil. You don't need Crisco oil. You don't need canola oil. Y'all got your own oil. But guess what America going to tell you? Guess what France going to tell you? Guess what Belgium going to tell you? They're going to say, we know you got your own salt, but because I gave you $5 million to build some schools, you have to let all the American salt companies come into your country and compete with your homegrown salt company. So let me ask you all a question. If she has her own salt, but she can't protect her salt market, America says as a consequence of the loan, you got to let all America's salt companies come into your country. What do you think happens to your salt industry within 5 years? Sabotaged and shut down. You got your own palm oil. What happens to your homegrown palm oil industry after 5 years when you got to compete with all the American, British, French, or Italian oil companies? You be sabotaged and shut down.
Are you stupid or something?
African countries, Caribbean countries, Central and South American countries are importing food that they grow themselves. Why are you importing tea if you grow tea? Why are you importing chicken if you can raise your own chicken? Why are you importing things that you can make yourself? Because the European countries of the world sabotage Africa's growth. I'm not against religion, but your religion must be an instrument of liberation or it is a waste of time. I was raised Muslim and Christian, so I know all about the church. I know all about the masjid. And if I'm going to be plainly honest with you, there's no religion on the face of the earth that serves African liberation. And you cannot be a Pan-Africanist if you still got that white Jesus hanging up in your house, in your dorm room, in your car, or in your Bible. Because before we can
come on now, dog.
Before we can liberate
come
ourselves,
on, man. Hey.
Liberate ourselves socially, before we can liberate ourselves culturally, we have to liberate ourselves psychologically. I want you to hear me well, Puerto Rican Africans. I want you to hear me well, American Africans. I want you to hear me well, all my Latino Africans, my continental Africans, my American Africans. There is no liberation for our race that does not begin with psychological liberation until you change the way that you think.
Wait a minute.
About yourself, your people, and your future. Until you change the way that you think about who we are, and what we must become, you change nothing else about us. Reparations is a hot topic right now, ain't it? Everybody's talking about reparations, this like it's some new thing. Reparations grew out of the Pan-Africanist movement. It was Pan-Africanism that gave birth to reparations, not YouTube or the YouTube opportunists. It was Pan-Africanists who gave birth to reparations. But guess what? The U.S. government can give us $1 trillion. The French government can give us $1 trillion. The Italian government, the German government, the Belgian government, they can give us $1 trillion. But guess what? Without psychological liberation, I don't care how much money you get from the outside, until you change the dynamic in the inside, nothing else will change. That's why the most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, who gave us the red, black, and green flag and the largest black movement in modern history, Mr. Garvey said, don't take the kinks out of your hair, black sister. Take the kinks out of your mind. Because we cannot expect little black girls to grow up with pride. We cannot expect little black girls to grow up with self-respect while adult black women imitate Caucasians. Now, some of you have naturally curly hair. No problem with that. Some of you have naturally straight hair. No problem with that. We got African brothers and sisters in New Guinea, Papua New Guinea, in the South Pacific. They're naturally blonde, and they have naturally blue eyes. Some of our Puerto Rican African brothers and sisters got green and blue, and our Cuban brothers and sisters and Dominican brothers and sisters got green and blue. I got nieces and nephews who got green and blue eyes. So that's not the issue. If that's your natural color, so be it. But for those of you who have the original ancient skin color and the original ancient hair color and the original ancient hair texture and the original ancient phenotype of our great-grand ancestors on the Nile Valley of Africa, why would you dare snuff that out? Why would you dare kill the greatness in your DNA? One of the greatest victories of white supremacy is that it made black people want to imitate their oppressor. And most of us now still want to imitate our oppressor. And every last one of you in here right now, I don't care if you speak English, Spanish, Portuguese. I don't care if you speak Wolof or Swahili. Every last one of you, after you graduate from Pace University, after you get your bachelor's and your master's and your doctorate, you are either going to be a benefit to African people or a detriment to African people. You will either be a plus for your people or you will be a minus. You will either be a freedom fighter for African people or you will be a part of the coonocracy. To sleep dreaming of being a coon. You can't wait for the white power structure to draft you and offer you a job to sell out your people. You got coons all over the world. You got Ghanaian coons, you got New York City coons, you got Puerto Rican coons. You got all kind of African people selling out their people around the world. Number one, all African people are one family. All African people are one family. Whether you are in Puerto Rico speaking Spanish, whether you are in Senegal speaking Wolof, whether you in South Africa speaking Zulu, whether you are in Kenya speaking Maasai, whether you are in Brazil, the largest African community outside of the continent is Brazil. They speak Portuguese. It doesn't matter where you are, whether you got the straight hair or the curly hair or the nappy hair. Whether you got the blue, black, purple, beautiful skin of our ancient grand ancestors, or whether you have light skin, whether you are Muslim or Christian, whether you pledge allegiance to flag or that flag, we are one African people. We are one African family. We are one African race. Now here's the kicker for Pan-Africanists. We identify as being African before anything else. Nothing supersedes your Africanity. You're never a Christian who happens to be an African. You're an African who happens to be a Christian. You're never a Muslim who happens to be an African. You're an African who happens to be a Muslim. You're never a Puerto Rican who happens to have some African DNA. You're an African who happens to be a Puerto Rican. Why? Africa existed before Jesus existed. Africa existed before Muhammad existed. Africa existed before the Dominican Republic existed. Africa existed before any country you pledge your loyalty to, any religion you belong to, any language you speak. Africa is older than that. Your race is the only thing you belong to that God chose for you. Everything else you belong to, you chose or your parents chose. You Christian, you love your religion, nothing wrong with that.
Stop it. Get some help.
You Muslim, you love your religion, nothing wrong with that. You can leave the mosque tomorrow. Your fraternities, your sororities, you can leave them tomorrow. Your professional affiliations, you can leave them tomorrow. Your nationality, you can denounce it tomorrow. Your language, you can change it tomorrow. What is the one thing you belong to, chosen by God, fixed at birth, that you have no control over, and that is your Africanity. And
Are you stupid or something?
Oh, hell no!
Wait a minute. Who are you?
That's why we identify as African family first. I'm giving you this because too many people walking around call themselves Pan-Africanists who really are not. If you don't put the race first, you are not a Pan-Africanist. Pan-Africanism means all of us are one. So that means if you like to practice petty tribalism, if you like to put the American African above the Caribbean African, if you think you better because you're from America and somebody else is from Australia, that's not Pan-Africanism. You think you better because you light skin and somebody dark, that's not Pan-Africanism. You think you better because you belong to this religion and they belong to that religion, or your hair is straight and their hair is curly. Any tribalism in your blood prevents you from being a Pan-Africanist. That's a hypocrite. When I go to Africa, the first thing I tell my brothers and sisters, when I'm in Nigeria, I say, listen, I know we got issues here. There was a civil war between the Igbo and the Yoruba. I understand that. But when Dr. Umar is in Lagos, when Dr. Umar is in Port Harcourt, when Dr. Umar is in Enugu State, when I'm in Ogun State, we are all African people here. I don't care which family you come from. When I'm in the Caribbean islands, and I get the petty conflicts in there. I don't care if you Bahamas or Bermuda. While I'm here, we African. I don't care if you Jamaican or Haitian. While I'm here, we African. I don't care if you Dominican, Cuban, or Puerto Rican. While I'm here, we are African. And guess what? There was no benefit to slavery, but I will tell you this. Given that we are the diasporan African, which means we're mixed with the blood of every African nation on the continent, when we go back to Africa, we are the peacekeepers. See, when I sit at the table in Africa, they don't have to worry about whether I'm going to take the side of the Wolof or the side of the Mandingo. When I'm in the Caribbean islands, they don't have to worry about, is he going to side with the Puerto Ricans or the Dominicans? I'm mixed with everything. And as a result of that, I am impartial. They can trust me to facilitate that session. There's a benefit to being Pan-African. So number one, we identify as African. And let me say this. We are not racist. I want white people to get all the blessings God has in store for them. I want red people to get all the blessings God got in store for them. I want yellow people to get all the blessings God got in store for them. I want non-African brown people to get all the blessings God has in store for them. We are not interested in oppressing nobody, but we claim the continent of Africa for ourselves. And nobody in Africa who is not an African can be called so. If you are in Africa and you are not an African, you are either an invader, a colonizer, or the descendant of one. No Chinese can call himself African. No Arab can call himself African. No East Indian can call himself African. Why? Because Africa is the land of black African people. I can't go to China and call myself Chinese. So why can he come in Africa and call himself an African? I can't go to East India and call myself an Indian. So why can they come to Africa and call themselves Africans? And let us be clear. The only reason why the other human races want to come into Africa and claim that they're African too is so they receive no opposition as they go about the continent pillaging resources and stealing the mineral wealth of Mother Africa. Let us be very clear about that. I've been to China. China is very racist against African people. Very racist against African people. But yet they'll come into Africa and say, I'm an African. No, you're not. You are an opportunist. You have to learn how to think deeply and politically, because to be a Pan-Africanist, you have to be what? A statesman, a stateswoman for the African race.
Top of the morning, balance of the evening. Hope everybody's doing well this grind. All right. Shout out to all the American Aborigines, Chief Eaters in the building, Aboriginal TVs in the building, the God of the Beaches is in the motherfucking building. We got 46 people in the building. I'd appreciate if y'all bang that like button, share the video out. This episode is brought to you by the Digital Black Dollar. Umar's powerful and bold speech shocks the world. Let's go.
Yes, you should be involved in the politics of New York if you're a New Yorker. Yes, you should be involved in the politics of Texas if you are a Texan. Yes, you should be involved in the politics of California if you're a Californian. Yes, you should be involved in the politics of Puerto Rico if you're a Puerto Rican. Yes, you should be involved in the politics of Haiti if you're a Haitian. But on top of your national loyalty must be your racial consciousness.
See this shit right here. This is another Pan-African preacher. Like, this is Pan-African preaching if I ain't never heard in my life, gang. This nigga Umar is preaching for Africa, for Mother Africa, goddamn. Boy, maybe that's what I should do. I should just go from city to city, being the most unrequested scholar who continuously speaks. Talking about the greatness of America, right? Prosperity preaching, what? I'm gonna give some shout outs here in a second. Let's get into some more of this shit. Let's go.
See, let me explain something to y'all. White people don't all get along. I know this because I work with them. Some Jews think they better than Italians. Some Italians think they better than the Irish. Some Irish think they better than the Greeks. Some Greeks think they're better than the Anglo-Saxons. But when it comes to doing what? Making sure white folks control the economics of the planet, they stop fighting long enough to keep raping Africa, and then they go back to fighting after they take care of the business of the white race. Pakistanis don't always get along with the Indians. They got issues, but when it comes to the best interests of the Indian people, they work it out. Iraqis don't necessarily like the Kuwaitis. The Kuwaitis don't necessarily like the Iranians. But guess what? When it comes to the best interests of the Arab people, they stop the petty beef until they take care of the business of the race. Chinese don't necessarily like Japanese, and Japanese don't necessarily like Cambodians, and Cambodians don't necessarily get along with the Vietnamese. But when it comes to the best interests of Asian people, they stop the fighting long enough to take care of the business of the.
Why are you lying so motherfucking much, man? See, this is what happens when all you have is other races to look up to, right? And then that's the only place that you have to reference, right? Look at the people whose names start with J. Look at the other white folks. Look at the others. Look how well they're doing. And these will be the same niggas who will say that niggas who say they indigenous are suffering from self-hate. Let that shit sink in. This nigga consistently makes up narratives in his fucking head. Oh, well, all the white people come together to fuck up black people. All the Asian people come together to fuck up black people. Why can't black people come together to fuck up all the white folks or all the Asians? Like this is what he's alluding to, basically, right? Figuring out a way to be them. You want to be them so bad, but you a 6'5" husky nigga who think he an African, and they ain't gonna work. They're not gonna accept you, brother. You're too husky. You shop in the big and tall section, sir. You can't be no fucking Asian nigga. You big and tall, sir.
The Asian race. There's only one race on the planet who can't stop fighting long enough to get their act together, and that's us, African people. The most honorable Marcus Garvey said we were cursed with petty differences. If black people don't have a reason to fight, we'll make one up. Skin color, language, education, light skin, dark skin, Muslim, Christian, curly hair, straight hair, Spanish, English. then the white power structure laughing at all of us. Because everybody needs to understand this, and this is my second point of Pan-Africanism. And Brother Garfield, keep me posted on the time. I'm gonna keep going to give me like a 10-minute, because I catch the African Holy Ghost real quick. The second point, and you better get this, because people always ask the question, why are we worried about Africa? We got problems in New York City. Well, I'm worried about Africa. I got problems in the Dominican Republic. What am I worried about Africa for? I got problems in Venezuela. The black community in Colombia got problems. Panama blacks got big problems. We got Africans in Mexico, big problems. Why am I worried about Africa for? 20,000 miles away. What good is that for me? You know why? Because as Africa goes, so goes all African people.
Are you stupid or something?
Oh, hell no!
Oh!
Brothers and sisters.
If you need to record anything over
And guess what I've learned? Wherever I go, European Jews are respected. Wherever I go, European Jews got power. You know why? Because Israel is respected and Israel got power. Wherever
Stop it. Get some help.
I go, Chinese are respected. Chinese are in an economic power position. Chinese are always upheld and treated with respect. And where are our institutions? We keep talking about Black Wall Street, Black Wall Street, but no city in America do I find African people owning their own hospital.
See, this is what they won't acknowledge, sir. You can't be a Pan-African and talk that Black Wall Street shit. See, that Black Wall Street was on some Indian shit. It was done by niggas in the Americas, right? So Africans don't know nothing about no Black Wall Street, sir. Okay? That reference is specific to America, and it has nothing to do with Africa other than the fact of prosperity preaching ass niggas like yourself, colonizers like Umar Johnson, who colonizes nigga Indian shit and make it African. Like, that's what you niggas do. That's what you do. You take everything that looks melanated, carbonated, right? Anything that you can claim, and you make it African, whether it is or not, tribe. This is motherfucking a missionary right here, tribe. This is a African missionary. Like everybody get your photos out, ladies and gentlemen. Like this, you're seeing the last of a dying breed, nigga. Like a Pan-African, like witness. Like look at it. Just look at it. Look at the scantily Africanized shirt of the Pan-African water buffalo as he grazes in the Serengeti, looking for more African Americans to Pan-Africanize. Like, observe, I'm gonna turn into Steve Irwin. What do we have here? Look at it. Isn't it a beaut? It's a beaut. Look at the bloat. It's the Pan-African water buffalo. Somebody should have told him no one over 6'4" should be wearing those colors. You're 275 pounds. You should have been an offensive lineman for the African Shakadoodles. Boy, he wants to be a teacher, but he needs to be moving that front line for first down.
What?
Look at the size of this bloke. He can only shop in the tall and big sections of every store. Oh man, this nigga's funny as shit, man. We got 70 people in the building. Have you ever seen a water buffalo with a size 17 shoe? Witness the Pan-African buffalo as he grazes amongst the Serengeti.
In no city in America do I find African people owning their own hospital, their own bank, their own supermarket, and their own school. Those are the 4 essential institutions. Independent black hospital, independent black bank. You need a hospital to save the people, a bank to invest in the people, supermarket to feed the people, and a school to teach the people. Why we ain't got that? There's a Chinatown in damn near every major city. You got little Vietnam, little Cambodia, little Italy. Where's little Africa? You know what?
Nigga, you need to work on big Africa before you get little Africa. Nigga want to skip. Nigga, you won't walk before you crawl. Man. Let me give a shout out, man. Send my family loves and energies and prayers, man. It's one of those seasons. My damn baby done got hurt. My baby girl Layla done got hurt. She done hurt her face and shit. My little baby, y'all. So busted up, but she's doing well. All right. Like, confirmed and no shit. The worst thing. Oh, my little heart got broke today. My baby boy, I got all these daughters. I don't know what I'm gonna do, y'all. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. Like I can't shoot the shit out the concrete, you know? Like I could, but I can't stab 470 times the concrete, you know? Like I can't even be mad. Like goddamn, can't even be mad at nobody. Shit. Let's continue.
Italy, where's little Africa? You know why we ain't got it? Because something slavery did to the black man and woman. I don't care if your ancestors was enslaved in Cuba. I don't care if your ancestors was enslaved in Brazil, enslaved in North Philadelphia. Slavery stole from African people the desire. And I want you young people to hear me, because you are the generation that is supposed to fix this. Slavery stole from African people the natural, God-given desire to control your own destiny. Do you realize we're the only people not concerned about controlling our own community? We're the only people not concerned about controlling our own destiny.
And see, once again, this is how you know this nigga is like an agent. We have been consistently working on in the nigga community for decades on doing just that thing, working on those things specifically. You know what I'm saying? Like, I find it very disingenuous. Like, oh, niggas just ain't working on it, ain't trying nothing. Like, what?
Destiny. Do you realize we're the only people not concerned about controlling our own community? We're the only people not concerned about controlling our own destiny. As soon as the Chinese show up on the
No, Umar, we're the only people that's not concerned with controlling other people. Thus forth becoming the people being controlled. It's amazing how a nigga go to school to be a psychologist and shit and can't psychologize nothing. Like, nigga, throw that shit in the trash. Throw that 60,000 you drop. You wasted your money, try. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, gang. Like, it's not that we are not giving a fuck about controlling our own shit. The problem is we don't give a fuck about controlling other people. It's just not in our nature. And so once again, in the world of Slavs and cabbage patchery, the rest of the world seems to be content on the control of other people. All these other types of ethnicities. Everybody seems to be content with the control of some other niggas. You understand? So get it correct, Umar. We are concerned about controlling our own. We're just not concerned about controlling others whilst controlling our own, or using others and controlling others in order to control our own. So you see how that works? We understand that there's no longevity in that, right? True control, true autonomy, right, doesn't involve anyone else or any outside entity. True control is about control of oneself first. And once you are able to exemplify the control of oneself, it is infectious. People will want to control themselves because they'll see the benefits of the control. People who lack control, right, you see their outcomes ultimately if you just watch. Okay? So all you have to do is look at the results of an individual who has control and one that lacks control, and the results that one ultimately gets after exemplifying those behaviors. And what you ultimately will find is that most people will lean or lean towards the side with the best results.
On the shores of America. Soon as an Arab shows up on the shores of America, soon as an East Indian shows up on the shores of America, they build in their own communities. They're looking for a piece of a city to call their own shops, their own businesses, their own import and export, and all we want to do is look good. Half y'all in here, soon as you get your student loan check, you in New York City shopping because you want to look good. Tell me I'm wrong. I don't care if you're from Belize or the Bronx. You want to look good. Looking good is more important than having power. African people, we in pursuit of money. White people in pursuit of power. Father Rothschild said, what? Give me control over people's money. I care not who makes the laws. Give me control over people's money. I care not who makes the laws. We chasing money. Money don't make a difference. Look at all the black entertainers we got. Look at all the athletes and entertainers we got. All that money. And don't use none of it for the benefit of African people. They might give out some turkeys for Thanksgiving. Who the hell need another turkey? You worth $500 million, and the best you can do for the black community is some stale-ass turkeys. Some sneakers. Another playground dedication. That ain't what we need. We need institutions and industries, brothers and sisters. So number two, as Africa goes, so goes all African people. You will never be respected. I don't care where you move to in this world until Africa is respected.
Oh!
That's why Africa matters. You want to know why black folks get killed by the police in broad daylight and nothing happens? Who gonna speak up for you? What African country gonna stand up and say the next time you kill one of mine in your country, don't come over here looking for no gas?
Kamala is listing the crowd. Kamala is listing the crowd. Kamala is listing the crowd.
In your country, don't come over here looking for no oil. Next time you kill one of mine in your country, don't come over here looking for no diamonds or no coltan. Next time you kill one of mine in your country, you ain't getting another piece of mineral from under my soil. Because remember, the African continent is the only continent that can survive without any other continent. No other continent can survive without Africa.
Are you stupid or something? Wait a minute! Who are you?
From under my soil, because remember, the African continent is the only continent that can survive without any other continent. No other continent can survive without Africa. The mineral from under my soil, because remember, the African continent is the only continent that can survive without any other continent. No other continent can survive without Africa.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I'm sure you have data, statistics, and shit to back that up too, right, Umar? Like, y'all see how he just said that shit? He said that shit like it's backed with the fucking word of God. This nigga is a preacher of Pan Africa. Like, bruh, y'all like 40 years too late. Y'all like the niggas who heard about the crypto coin while it was pumping. And then you just started getting in because you didn't want to miss out. And you got left holding the motherfucking bag. Now you still talking about motherfucking the same token and did shit. Motherfucking 5 years straight, nigga. Like, bruh, just let it go, gang. Like, it's okay. Players fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Let that Pan African shit go.
There is no military because remember, the African continent is the only continent that can survive without any other continent. No other continent can survive without Africa. There is no military without Africa. There's no atomic bombs without Africa. There's no cell phone or no internet without Africa. The most essential minerals necessary for the military and technological age are under the ground in Africa. Everybody talking about Haiti and why America keep on destabilizing Haiti. You know why America keep on destabilizing Haiti? Because they have a mineral. And I'm forgetting the name of the mineral. There's only 2 countries in the world that has the mineral. Haiti is one of them, and Haiti has the most of it. They have the purest form of this mineral. And this is a metal that can withstand heat 1,000 times longer than any other metal in the world. And the reason America needs to keep Haiti destabilized is to make sure no other country can come in, strike a deal with Haiti, and get some of that metal, which would make them a military giant overnight. Every last one of you should be reading a newspaper a day.
I'm trying to figure out what's the reference to Haiti. Unless he's talking about Haiti, Africa. I don't know what, like this is what I'm saying, man. Like, this is what y'all been getting away with. Like, nigga, I don't even have to try. Sign me up, goddammit. I'm gonna be a Pan-African missionary, nigga. Send me around the earth to just say whatever the fuck comes out of my neck and put Africa behind it. And let me, you know what I'm saying, eat and eat good until I'm the size of an African water buffalo. You know what I mean? Like, this shit here is like, I fuck with the color of the shirt. Y'all know I'm a Carolina nigga, kind of in the ilk of the Carolina blue, but it's trash though. Like, it's trash, nigga. Like, let it go, bro. Nobody's doing the kente cloth. Oh, this is from the motherland. Like, nigga, get over it. Nobody's impressed you into Africa, nigga. No, like, that shit worked in the 90s, my nigga. Like, nobody cares that you are a world traveler, my nigga. It still has not led to you being able to process information correctly. Right? So, like, the fact that you went somewhere or like did some shit, like, like, I'm Afatunde because that's what they named me in the motherland. Like, nobody's impressed, nigga. Like, that is not drip. That is drop. That's the shit that you pick up on the rack and drop that shit on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Or drop that shit in the trash can. That is not drip. That does not look wet. It looks rather dry. It looks rather crusty and rather dusty. Looks like he could take that motherfucker off and it looked like it's still on the hanger. He sit that bitch in the corner. He sit that bitch. He sit that bitch in the corner, standing up like a hockey uniform. Nigga. He got that that motherfucker is starched. Starched kente cloth is crazy. Do they have starch in Africa, nigga? Like it's niggas. I know niggas is ironing in Africa, but not in the bush though, right? Like I don't know. Like well, I'm just saying, like, what kind of material is that? This comes from the finest marsupials of the Serengeti. Yeah. That's that I can't believe it's not kente. Like. That shit is made out of 100% Jollof goddamn kneecap skin, nigga. That's made out of no, let me stop. We got 87 people in the building, top of the morning. Balance of the evening. Ugly shirt, a shower curtain, nigga. Like, can you imagine you going to somebody you thinking that you potentially want to be with, and you go in their bathroom and they got this pattern as a motherfucking goddamn as a pattern for their shower curtain? Like, I'm instantly, based off shower curtain reasons, we can't talk. I'm sorry. Like, nah. Hell nah. Oh, no, you chose this? Man, I seen better shit at motherfucking Family Dollar Tree, nigga. What? Nah, my man. Talking about this from the nah, we good. It's just based off shower curtain. Imagine if the motherfucker had this as their bedspread. Like, you know the sex gonna be bad, nigga. Like, what the fuck? This flies all on the bedspread. Anywho, we got 92 people in the building. Bang that like button. Share the video out. If you're enjoying today's stream, consider supporting the channel. 9 for 9 is in full effect for every $9 and 9 donations. Together, we'll trigger a giveaway. We locked in 5 yesterday. 4 more donations. We'll lock in our first one. Let's go.
You should be reading a global newspaper a month. Understand your world so you can decide on how you're going to set your place in it. It's not just about graduating from college and getting a job. That's not why you just here for that. Your ancestors didn't send you here to get a job. You were sent to Earth to make a difference. How are you going to do that? As Africa goes, so goes the world. Until we make Africa strong enough to look out for us, police gonna keep on killing black folks. That hurricane that hit Puerto Rico that the United States of America took so long to respond to, they would have never took that long to respond to that hurricane or the Haitian earthquake if they were being pressured by African countries. But then you get Negroes who say, Africa don't do nothing for me. Well, she can't, because you have to make us strong enough to look out for you. We got the money, Africa got the resources, we got to marry them together. We got the income, Africa got the resources, we got to marry them together. But the problem with too many of us, all we want to do is become a better version of a white man. Imitation is your priority. You want to imitate people. And no disrespect to the white women in the room. I don't have a problem with no white women. I respect all women no matter what the color. But you young black men in here, don't call yourself a Pan-Africanist and you're not dating an African woman. You are a sell-out. I'm a Pan-Africanist. No, you're not. You're a clown. You think it's a coincidence that black men date outside the race more than all other men put together? You think it's a coincidence? Young men in college date outside the race. Black men in college and in the world Date outside the race more than any other man.
Stop it. Get some help.
That's because of slavery and self-hatred. Marriage is a business, y'all. Marriage is a business.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Aboriginal TV, that's one of them niggas. That nigga GEECHEE is a motherfucker. I get up, try and start my day. Here come this motherfucker saying the goal of GEECHEE is Indians, nigga. Then he actually shows how the shit we think is African is actually indigenous. Who is this nigga? Can I eat my eggs?
Yep. Wild Indian, yeah.
Hey V, line them up.
I'm a wild Indian, you know I go crazy. Ain't really Indian, that boy fugazi. I just keep it player, you can never play me. You got an ass so fat, girl, let's make a baby. And another one. Then I'm back to the trap, I'm trying to double some. She a bad woke chick and I love her tongue. We some jurisdiction boys, we some 101s. Look, don't compare me to no Martin dog, I'm like Malcolm X. Die about our freedom, we'll leave a crack and stretch. Round of applause, boy, you know we clapping text. Chucky dog, child play, yeah, nigga, that's what's next. Open up the cans just like Arizona. Pull up masked up like we got the Rona. We set up jurisdictions when we buy the corner. How you claiming that's your hood and you not the owner? Be the B, I just pulled up in the need for speed. Free the land, tell the colonizers that they need to leave. Wild Indian up in my veins, you know how we bleed. You ain't gotta lie about who we is, dog, just keep it G. We at war, we can't keep the peace. Since we at war, gotta keep the peace. Whack a cone, then I meditate. Should I need to breathe? Keep a Olmec head when we slide, dog, cause we the shit.
Like my niggas said, bitch, we the shit. I can't keep the peace. If it pop off, then I want a piece. I'm just on release. I'm in go mode, motherfuck the thief. In these streets like EBT, when we at war, make peace with me. I don't give a damn, understand. Fuck who stole this land, white or black or tan. Understand, it's fuck who stole this land. Might have seen me get little buddy these hands. He wasn't no abo man. A lot of these dudes is Sambo man. They full of shit like my ammo can. What they call an N-word out the wrong mouth as an ambulance. Wild Indian, get it in advance, or you can post date it. Ask around, I'm the most hated. Straight sacred, they stole acreage. Go ape shit, show ain't shit. It won't be televised, I don't tape shit.
Be the B, I just pulled up in the need for speed. Free the land, tell the colonizers that they need to leave. Wild Indian up in my veins, you know how we bleed. You ain't gotta lie about who we is, dog, just keep it G. We at war, we can't keep the peace. Since we at war, gotta keep the peace. Whack a cone, then I meditate. Should I need to breathe? Keep a Olmec head when we slide, dog, cause we the shit.
All right. We got 84 people in the building. I'm missing a few likes. I appreciate if y'all bang that like button, share the video out for me, support the channel if you're enjoying the stream. Let's continue.
A lot of stuff that's utilized other continents of Africa, then told me that I'm not African. If you look at my DNA test says Nigerian, sweetie.
Oh!
And one thing about it is we're all black. You get what I'm saying? The separation at some point have to stop. Do you understand that?
Are you stupid or something? Are you stupid?
Stop sign, the toilet, the refrigerator, all of that stuff is made from quote unquote African Americans. So I don't get the separation. We're separating each each other for what? What's the argument for? Realize the doorknob, the stop sign, the toilet, the refrigerator, all of that stuff is made from quote unquote African Americans. So I don't get the separation. We're separating each other for what? What's the argument for? What's all this for? We're still black. You come over here, you don't say anything. The police is still gonna harass you, shoot you, and some more stuff. We're all equal. Like, we're all equal. You just so happen to know more of your history, or more of your language, more of your culture, where we have been shut down for generations. And you should be happy that we're coming and we're trying to learn and pass down this information to the next generation. You know, not coming and arguing and saying.
Can you also speak on our side though? Are you African American?
Yeah, I am.
What is the problem that we have?
I think
I'm not talking about the problem that they have with us and we're pointing fingers at them.
I think. Okay.
Can you answer the question? Can you answer the question so we can get back to the topic? And then, because we have to hold ourselves accountable. We can't just be having a bashing party, right?
Yeah, it's no problem. I think that our issue is that a lot of us don't want to relearn what we learned. We know for a fact that the educational system messed us up. A lot of stuff that they broadcast on the television, as far as help feed this child for $1 a day, or how they did portray Africa as being poor, how they said that a lot of people in Africa are cannibalism. You know, we have to relearn, but we are, in fact, taking them steps. A lot of Black people in America has renamed themselves African names. We have bought passports to go to Africa, but I think that we have to do it even on a bigger scale. You get what I'm saying? We're
Oh! Diz, you crazy, dog. Man, are you stupid or something?
Shout out to my brother D Chief Dartboy Hughes. Happy solar return. My good brother. Happy solar return. We appreciate you, your family, and all the support, tribe. Make sure y'all show gang some love in the chat. We got 95 people in the building. Let's make sure we got 95 likes in the building. Let's go.
But you have a lot of people who needs to relearn a lot of things. You get what I'm saying? Not be ignorant. Now, can I just say this one thing? One thing about it is, when we say African booty scratch, we call all Black. We say it to everybody. It's not just one person. You get what I'm saying? Like this one group. Oh, you from Africa? We gonna call you. No, everybody was it. Everybody.
Nah, gang. See this shit right here, boy. I'm telling you. And I'm telling you. This African shit got you. No, let me stay. I'm gonna start making spoof songs on you, nigga.
Literally, any and everybody. If you was Black and someone got mad, that's what they called you or whatever. Girl, no.
Can I speak on that right there? What you're saying, it's interesting that you said that.
Yeah.
Because I want.
He not said no.
Ask you a question. So you are an African American, right? You said, right?
Yeah, I am.
And you do recall the time that you said African, well, not you personally, but when you heard, like in school, kids talking, saying African booty scratcher or whatever, that derogatory thing, okay? You recall that time in history, right, for yourself, right?
Yes, ma'am.
At that point in time, had you ever met an African before, ever seen an African before, ever in your life?
No, ma'am, I haven't.
Yeah. So wouldn't that so that would mean that we were really talking about who when we were saying those things?
We was talking about each other. It wasn't
Talking about
ourselves. Yeah, we was talking about each other.
We were talking about ourselves as another black person.
Oh my God, boy, the narrative changes. And so the pendulum swings. We ain't never seen no Africans. We didn't know the difference with it. Like what? Like, bro, what are you talking about? You tripping, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
To another black person.
Exactly.
Most of us had not even seen when this term was actually being used, and it even as negative as it is, it was used. We cannot deny that. It's something that we need to take accountability for. We need to hold ourselves responsible for saying those things. But we literally were not even talking about Africans.
Right.
We were talking about ourselves in our own neighborhoods, in our own schools.
Oh!
This shit just gets better and better. Better and better, tribe. So now we wouldn't even know Africans around for us to come up with the term African booty scratcher. That I got it. Okay. But then how are all these fucking things being created by Africans? Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't say African people was doing all of these fucking things and then in the next breath be like, but it wasn't no Africans here for niggas to even be calling them and be talking. You see how they capping for these motherfuckers? This is a prime example of switch uppery, nigga. You feel me? This is some switch uppery shit. Depending on who I'm around, I'ma talk good. And like this is that two-faced ass shit right there, gang. Like I don't like that shit where you get to self-deprecating yourself in front of company and shit to make them feel comfortable. Fuck them niggas. Oh, it wasn't even no Africans around when we were saying African booty scratcher, guys. Cause she knows she hanging around them and she gotta hold that one right. So now her way of motherfucking making it cool or okay was that, yo, we was really just talking about other niggas. We wasn't even in talking about you guys. Right? Like, the fuck? We got 98 people in the building. Bang that like button. Share the video out. Let's continue.
And during this time, none of us had even seen an African or had time to engage with an African. Right. We were putting ourselves down. But it now it's resurfaced. It resurfaced, and now it seems as if it's being directed at continental Africans.
It's not. It's not. I think a lot of this stuff comes from a place of ignorance. You know, a lot of the things that we do on both ends come from a place of ignorance. And if we just leave that alone, like just put it down. And
see how they keep saying everything comes from ignorance. But what is ignorance, ladies and gentlemen? What is ignorance, right? Ignorance is not knowing, not being privy to the information, right? So when you're not privy to information, it doesn't allow you to make an informed decision, which makes you ignorant, right? But what's funny is that these people are and like she said it, on both sides, these people are ignorant, but they're ignorant by choice, right? They're not ignorant because they don't have the ability to access said information needed to make a sound decision. They're ignorant because they're emotionally attached to said ideologies that they have internalized, right? And has passed down. And so basically they don't have a choice but to go down with the ship at the end of the day and remain ignorant, because remaining ignorant allows for them to still hold on to the narratives that help them sleep at night, like they was a slave and all that other shit. Shout out to Empress Awakening for sending in a donation. We appreciate you, sister. That's our 6th donation on our first 9 for 9. 3 more donations, we'll lock that in. Make sure y'all bang that like button, share the video out.
And try to embrace each other and learn from each other, we would do better. We would definitely do better. Not, this argumentative type of energy, or I don't know. I don't want to say jealousy because I don't want to, make it seem like I'm trying to like start anything or whatever. But if on both ends, because first of all, my fiance is Yoruba, okay? And I respect his language and his culture, and he respects my culture as well. You get what I'm saying? And if we both embrace each other and let down the ignorance, we will be fine.
So it makes sense now. The African Americans are the ones that's over there talking to them. They're all nestled up in the chest of Africans. It makes sense. Like, but this, like, why don't you just go and be an African? Like, you married an African, you an African that's having an American experience. Remember this, right? Y'all the same people, and we all just need to know who we are, and everything will be better. And if we all knew we was the same, it will be better. But even you motherfuckers who married to these niggas know that there's a difference, and say that y'all accept each other's differences. What differences? Y'all both African, right? What is the difference? It's an African marrying another African with 2 African cultures, right? Coming together. What's the difference when an African American and African come together? Isn't African American culture African? Ain't that what they saying? Isn't everything African Americans do African? That's why they named African Americans?
But it's always an argument about who's, doing worse or who had it. All of us had it bad. Ain't no, like what they say, ain't no sin bigger than the other. Yeah. Nobody's bigger than the other. We
There's definitely sins that's bigger than the other. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. You just use white daddy shit to fucking to quantify. Like, yeah, it's bigger than the other. Yeah, it's certain sins, motherfucker, that's bigger than the others. Yes.
all have been put in the situation where we are right now. We cannot deny that. Black people in America.
So can you answer the question, the last question? I'm sorry.
Yes,
ma'am.
Because
I want to open up the panel and get to the next 4 people who still waiting to speak. Not to cut you, but can you go to the last question? I agree with you though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm actually going to Nigeria in December by the grace of God. So, I have my passport. And yeah, I think that if all of us will just go, and try to learn one-on-one or, just to venture out, it'd be cool. But I'm definitely going in December though.
Can I interject? Can I speak really quickly?
If you're going to speak on what she said, if you have a question for what she said, yes. But if you are if you just want to interject, no, respectfully, we have people that's been waiting to.
Not an emotional buttery biscuit. Hey, you don't get your old buttery ass on out of here, nigga. Your old goddamn fluffy ass.
Speak.
Yeah. No, I do want to kind of add on to what she was saying.
No,
and
you
then
can hold that thought then. Hold that thought, please.
Okay.
If you're going to ask a question directly, you can ask a question directly. To add on is to. So the person who was next was Stitch. Go ahead, and then D. Then D-Real, if we can go quickly through the people who've been waiting, then we can all just speak freely. We can have a dialogue.
Okay. Thanks for
Go
letting me up. I have a question to the host, because I really don't know the answer to this, and I thought it was a very interesting thing that I heard earlier. It was between Nigeria and Africa. Okay. The young lady that was up, she was asked, did she consider herself an African American or a Nigerian American? And someone said that she was a Nigerian American, and I just couldn't quite understand that. Isn't Nigeria in Africa, and why will we separate them?
Okay, so the host is not an African. I'm gonna answer the question for you, because to be called African American is actually to be a descendant of an enslaved African that came to America, right? That term is legally given to, has been legally, that it legally identifies us in America.
Are you stupid or something? Are you stupid or something?
So it legally. So which one of you motherfuckers on this panel legally and lawfully went to the government to prove that you was an African American? Which one legally and lawfully did you? How was that process? What happened exactly? You know what I'm saying? Did you do a blood test? Did you do a DNA test? Did you file some paperwork? Did you do your genealogy? How was the process of legally and lawfully being an African American? Like, how does that work?
Understand? Only descendants of Africans who enslaved Africans or have legally considered, legally not even considered, are African Americans. It's not considered. There's
I want y'all to listen clearly to this dumbass motherfucker that just keeps fixing her lips on us, right? And we get it. It's probably flies and maggots living in that motherfucker, so we get why he ain't good shit coming up out of it. But I want you to listen to the logic of these people. It is totally disingenuous. They like came into this shit disingenuous, right? Looking for a savior, looking for a daddy, looking for a mommy, looking for everything and everyone when the answer was in you. Always in you. How you are behaving. This is how you choose to articulate your thoughts, right? And show your processes of logic. Listen to it when she asked the question. She asked her, like, the lady that's from Nigeria, y'all told her that she can't be an African American and she's from Africa and she's in America. That was what the question was. And this was the response.
Term is legally given to, has been legally, that it legally identifies us in America. You understand? Only descendants of Africans who enslaved Africans or have legally considered, legally not even considered, are African Americans. It's not considered. There's no deviating. There's no negotiation. I mean,
like, what is she talking about? Like, what is she saying? This is the person that would tell us that we are cooning, that we are unintelligent, that we stupid, that we are uneducated. But yet can't fucking create a proper response in a reasonable amount of time about a subject matter in which she claims she's fucking passionate about. How you passionate about some shit and don't know this shit from top to bottom, niggas? How does that work? Shout out to my brother Roger W for sending in 2 donations. We appreciate you, tribe. That is our 7th and 8th donation. One more donation of $9 or more will lock in that first giveaway. Make sure y'all bang that like button, share the video out. We got 116 people in the building. Make sure y'all fucking get them likes right. Goddamn it. Wipe your motherfucking feet when you come in my house. Please and motherfucking thank you, goddamn it. But listen to the nigga babble. This is what happened when you a Pan-African. You're a fucking Caucasian robot waiting to have a fucking a glitch, a mainframe error, nigga. And if you if anybody could just find that little button and start making them have to think organically, they're literally going to motherfucking fry their brain. Check this out. Once again, the question is, why can't a Nigerian woman from Nigeria move to America and be called African American? She's an African. She's in America. She gonna fuck on some American niggas. They're gonna have some African American babies. Why can't they be considered African American? That was the question. Here's the answer.
You understand? Only descendants of Africans who enslaved Africans or have legally considered, legally not even considered, are African Americans. It's not considered. There's no deviating. There's no negotiating that. We accept that because we honor our ancestors to accept that. You know, we're not fighting the government to say no, we're not this, because we are. We honor our ancestors. Okay. So that not to say if you are African, if you're Nigerian, you're from Africa, it's not even us. The government will not identify you as an African American. The government legally will identify you or classify you as a Nigerian American. Okay.
That's where I'm getting confused. Like say if you're Nigerian or come from Congo or.
Once again, another lie, another disingenuous Pan-African lie. Majority of these fucking records, nigga, are self-identifying documentation. Stop fucking lying with this cracker boogeyman shit. When you get here, the government is going. No, the fuck, the government is not. The government gonna ask your ass, what the fuck is you? And if you don't have a proper response, they gonna say, well, okay, you in other, nigga. We gonna put your ass in other. We're gonna put your ass in 2 or more races. We're gonna put your ass in one of these obscure categories. You understand? Like the government is not making niggas African Americans. Stop fucking lying.
Or Ghana, so the government would identify you as one or the other?
The government that we're talking about is the American government, right? The American government, I'm just saying, these are classifications, legal classifications. These classifications also okay, so you have to ask, because you can self-identify to whatever you want, but you have to ask yourself, when would this even matter or be impacting? This will be impacting or matter like doing census or job or applications. Do you understand? Okay. Like in America, we put that, you know, even though it's in America, they're a little bit confused because when you go and apply for a job, it says race, right? They identify it as a race to be African American. On a job application, it'll say African American / Black American as a race, not necessarily an ethnic group or anything like that in America. But America they're kind of, you know, this is our government. You understand that? But in census, even in our census, if someone were to come to you in the census, that's when it will be impacting. But if you want to self-identify because you come from Africa and you were born and raised in America, You consider yourself African American, but legally, you will not be.
Oh, okay. So
that made sense right there, y'all. Oh, this is the teachers. These are the fucking teachers, man. These are the teachers. She said America's confused. Bitch. I mean, excuse me. I didn't mean to say that. That was old me coming out. Ma'am. I replaced bitch with ma'am a long time ago. I'm sorry, y'all. Ma'am. Ma'am. What the fuck?
In census, even in our census, if someone were to come to you in the census, that's when it will be impacting. But if you want to self-identify because you come from Africa and you were born and raised in America, and you consider yourself African American, but legally, you will not be.
Oh, okay. So if you were born in America, you would legally not be considered African American.
Say again? If you were
Okay.
born in America from descendants of enslaved Africans, you will be considered African American.
Okay.
That
And now,
matters. That lineage is the lineage that matters.
okay. And so the other question I have seen on different applications and different paperworks where they would have that.
I also want to say fuck TikTok. I am now on the side of the Congress to ban TikTok permanently. Fuck them. They fucking been motherfucking censoring me for a long time, and they continuously did fuck shit. And they continue with they fuck shit. Yesterday, when I didn't even say nothing on the live stream and got flagged for hate speech without even saying nothing to nobody, got out. They said I did hate speech, did a review, got out, motherfucking did 3 minutes of a live stream where I didn't even get a chance to read nothing or nothing. And they put me back in and said I violated hate speech. Fuck a TikTok, man. Ban TikTok, nigga. Fuck them. They won't let a GEECHEE nigga rock. Fuck them. Like, for real. Especially, like, I could see, man, they done let so much shit go by, but I know you Africans. I know you work with them niggas. I know y'all do them coin exchanges and shit. You know what I'm saying? And they be looking out for y'all, but fuck 'em. I'm over TikTok. They keep motherfucking banning my motherfucking ass, and I ain't even say shit to these niggas. I ain't did nothing to nobody. I have not been on TikTok in a minute. Come back, I do a whole 7 minutes of streaming and get 2 fucking hate speech bans where I didn't even motherfucking speak. Ain't that a bit? So fuck you, TikTok. They trying to get Miss GEECHEE God fucking page. Well, y'all watch, right? I'm going to fucking Bigo, or I'm going some other obscure ass app. You know, if you build it, they will come. And they'll keep trying to figure out another way, keep me from spitting this hot fire out. And I'm gonna keep moving around on these niggas. Y'all already know we done went all over the place. We done been on Instagram, Facebook, motherfucking TikTok. What else we get on? We done been around, moving around, trying to move these, trying to just say what the fuck we saying and do what we do. And for whatever reason, we are not welcomed on these platforms.
And then they will also have mixed race. Now, for mixed race, what if you have different ethnic I can't say that, but like European or Scotland and places like that. Yeah, thank you. Now, would you put mixed, or would you put the place where the majority of your bloodline is from?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. That depends on who you ask.
Ah man, this nigga Roger said we have until September 9th to accept being Africans. That's a fact. Oh, you gotta get the fuck off the app, nigga. We done shut down TikTok over that whole nigga. Like, god damn. Like, let's be clear. I ain't trying to say I did this shit, cause niggas be putting in way more work than me. Niggas be on that TikTok shit hard. Every time I go on TikTok, usually it's very rarely since I've been actually like streaming on TikTok and then getting involved in shit like that, that it hasn't been a conversation going on about who we are or why da. But you can't tell. Like, I know I had a part along with some other good brothers and sisters in turning that shit the fuck up. Well, that's all you talk about. That's all you hear over there, nigga. That's all you hear over there is pretendians, wabbo, the natives mad, the goddamn Africans mad, the Latinos mad, the goddamn the head of the sexuals ain't mad, but the what he say, the homo sapiens is mad. Like, it's a lot of people fucking mad, gang. Where we going next to make some more niggas mad? Cause that's all you gonna fucking do is be mad. That's what I know. That's what the fuck I know. They gonna be mad, and I'm here for it, nigga. We've been mad for a long motherfucking time as we've been getting our land usurped, and motherfucking you niggas been living the American dream. I like seeing you motherfuckers mad, nigga. Make me sleep good at night. Shit. My motherfucking enemies is mad. Know what the fuck? I ain't one of them niggas that feel sorry for the other side. Like, nah, if he dies, he dies. Fuck.
A person can self-identify any way that
Okay.
they so choose.
Okay. So you could do either one, really, because you are you would be mixed. But people don't, for some reason, a lot of us don't look at ourselves as being mixed, even if we have mother and father that are of African descent. But a lot of us are.
Are you stupid or something?
We don't
Well,
go
see, this is where this is the thing. This is where we have to maybe get away from or re-educate ourselves or educate ourselves as we always try. I don't want to take away from what people's admixtures, but as African Americans, if you have 1% Native or 2% Europe, now they want to call themselves Europeans. You understand? Or they want to identify with that 2%, and they disregard 98% of who they are.
Wow.
So
Okay.
this is problematic. This is problematic, and this is why we are having these discussions. And as you can see, some continental Africans don't even see us as being African. You understand?
Right.
But so, do you want to answer the last question?
Yes. Okay, it says, are you finding your genealogy and visit the motherland? Which countries so far and why? Okay, for me, I have visited, I do know I did have my genealogy done, and everything that was in it rang really true in my mind. Because there were so many questions I would have. Why did I like certain things that normal people around me didn't, the other people around me didn't like, so all those questions were answered. But as far as visiting the places, I've never had any interest in traveling. And now I've been to Europe, but it's just like, to me, it's just like the United States. So, I mean, I don't really, and I live in the country, so I wouldn't go to Africa because it's mostly country land. I mean, I already have, I built my life so that I can have everything that I feel like I'm built of right here in the United States. So, you know, and for my kids and stuff like that. So I'm pretty comfy. So I don't know. I travel, but I wouldn't travel just to visit, you know.
So have you ever been to a continent? I'm sorry, you said you have or you have not?
Not Africa, no.
Okay. So you said, why would you travel to Africa? Is that what you said?
No. Well, I did say that for myself. I'm sorry. Not
You
for
African,
you.
you are
I
African
was,
American.
yeah, I was just saying that for myself because I've been I can't say I grew up in Connecticut. So we were embraced with all of our, you know, our past and all the good things about Africa.
Can we move on?
Yeah, I'm about to move on. I am. I thought she was gonna say something different. I was just
Yeah.
about to respectfully say,
Yeah. Okay.
we can come back to what
everyone is entitled to whatever they want to do.
No, I'm right. I'm not trying to interrogate her. I just was trying to clarify
I'm
what
done.
she said.
I made my plane.
What
I
she said.
made my plane. No. I would wait first to answer your question real quick. I didn't I wouldn't need to move to Africa when I have everything I need right here. I got my fruit trees, I got my land, I got a beautiful home. I mean, I have everything that I would need in my life. So there's no reason for me to go to Africa, move to Africa. It would just add on to happiness, which I mean, it might take away from my happiness. Because I'm at my
the
ultimate.
question actually says visit the motherland, but okay, I get what you're saying. It did not. You don't necessarily. We're not trying to force people to move to Africa. I wasn't trying to interrogate you. I was just trying to clarify. I literally had walked away. I was hearing you from a distance, and I just wanted to make sure I heard you correctly. But okay, who is next?
Hold on, Keisha. So okay, I think she answered the first one. The reason why she's not interested is because she's comfortable and we cannot, you know. So I mean that is fine. Let's just move on.
I mean, did I do anything wrong? I just wanted to clarify with her what she was saying.
No, I'm not. I'm not even
I was trying to understand what she was saying because it was a bit confusing for me, and she reiterated. I get that.
I think yeah. Let's just move on. Let's just move on.
I mean, I literally said who was next.
Okay, so who's next? Okay, Stitch, you would want to drop for us for now, okay? Thank you very much. Okay. Keep going.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
I think it's me.
Yeah, I think it was D. I'll go after
Yeah.
you.
Okay, D, let's go.
Okay, thank you. Nice to be here. Okay, I'll go straight to the point. I think first I need to make it known that I'm an African in South Africa. I also don't see any need for me to move to the US. I've got everything that I need here in this country. Okay, I think I will start with
D, you are only answering
the second
number
question.
D
and Keisha.
D, you are only answering number 2.
Yeah, number 2.
Yes, that's all you are answering.
Okay. Okay. For me, the reason why I think Africans are pushing back, I think I will speak for myself. And being on to about the people from the US and not all of you guys. I feel that as Africans, we feel the disrespectful from the American people, not all of them, like I said. I feel that that is uncalled for because at the end of the day, we are all Black people and we are all humans, irrespective of the continent where you are. To be in the US doesn't mean you're better than me by any means. I also feel that for me, like I'm saying, I'm gonna say for me again, the platforms that I've been to, I feel that there are no menace from those people that are there or those people that were there in those lives. And I feel that apart from that, I feel that they are quite loud and don't give people an opportunity to speak. And again, I feel that they feel that because they were born in another continent, they're better than us. And for me, TM, I feel that it's ignorance. In 2023, we cannot come and defend people who are still thinking like that, they are better than anyone because, and Africans, let me put it straight, because we have Google, we have the internet, whatever you didn't know, you can easily go to the internet and find out. So there's no reason for people to be ignorant anymore and feel that they are better than other people. Earlier, when I came into the platform, TM, I typed, I don't know if people saw that I did type that the real South Africa, people must visit the website called The Real South Africa. That will at least educate some of the people that are ignorant. That website has been created by a brother from America. He has now moved to South Africa. He has got a lot of other African Americans that have moved here. And he's also giving people an opportunity. If you were to move, then you can go to his website, look at what is happening, and he can help you to in terms of whatever needs to happen for people, even if it's for visiting, because I believe that you cannot just visit, you cannot just move without visiting. And we are not, as Africans, kneeling down and begging the American people to come down to Africa. No, those who want to come, they can visit and they can stay if they want to stay, because it's not easy. You were born in another continent. It's not easy to just pack and leave because maybe some people are saying that you must do that. Like I said, for example, on my case, I don't see any reason whether to move to the US, whether to move to Europe, whether to move anywhere. I'm quite comfortable where I am in South Africa. There is nothing that is there in America that is not here. So why should I leave? Because as a Black person, I'm living okay. I don't have to worry about any brutality of any kind. So that's all, Tim, that I wanted to say. Maybe if I have something else, then I'm going to come back again. Thank you.
I have a question for him.
Do you correct your brothers and sisters who are feeling like they're better and they belittle the Black people that's in America? When you see that or when you hear about that, do you correct those people?
Unfortunately, I haven't come across those people like that. So I haven't corrected anyone because I haven't come across anyone.
Okay. Go ahead.
Just real quick to the person who just asked that question. We actually have a name for people like that. I don't know if I can say the actual name, but
No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. If you want to ask him a legitimate question, you can, based on what he said. We're not going to sit up here and call people names.
Oh, I wasn't responding to him.
No, we are adults. I don't even want to entertain whatever it is that you're trying to say. You said we have a name for people who do that. That already is condescending. I don't even care what the name is or is not. We're not finna call someone at all, anyone, any names. Just speak to the topic or ask him a question based on what he said for clarity in what he said. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand. I wasn't responding to him.
I heard what you said. I just don't. Let's move on. You're next to speak. You can go ahead and speak. So I don't want to know about where you come from and what we call people. You understand? So do you want to speak to the topic?
Okay. Okay. All right. So to the African American label, as a Black American, only time most people I feel like use African American is for documentation. We go by like Black. And I think the whole idea of like where you originate your country, a lot of Black people in America do not feel like Americans. And it's this it's like it's unacceptable to be, but it makes me think it's unacceptable to be African American. But I never hear this same criticism for like Jamaicans or Trinidadians or like somebody from Brazil. Like we Black people have all got to those same places the same way. The Marcus Garvey in the early 1900s, the University Negro Improvement Association, Back to Africa movement that was sabotaged by the FBI. There were actually a lot of people who wanted to go to the African continent. There are people currently who would like to reload to the African continent, but it's not an easy thing to do. If you know anything about the class structure in the US, Black people have been conditioned to the bottom, right? A lot of us do not have the resources to even go there.
Can I ask you a question?
Uh-huh.
Have you ever been?
I have not. No.
Have you ever did a process for a visa to go?
No.
So how do you know it's not easy to do if you've never done it or attempted to do it?
Let me explain. So
how do you know? How can you correctly, or with critical thinking, responsibly or educatedly say that it's not easy to do if you yourself have never done it, never tried to do it, or anything like that? I'm gonna ask you one more question. Have you ever been on vacation at all?
That's what I was going to speak on.
Is that a yes or no? Have you been on vacation at all, though?
I'm sorry. Can I feel like
I'm just trying to.
I have been on vacation. I've been on vacation, but it's been very local vacation. Okay, I was trying to get to the point. Can I please just make my point? Like I grew up. Like I grew up in an area where I barely ate. My family has not normalized education. It's about work, 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 work. That's what I'm trying to say. I understand what you're saying. And I think it's easy to say some people go on vacation, but not everybody has that luxury to go on vacation. I have been on a cruise once, but that's because someone paid for it. I did not have the money on my own. Like a lot of people are struggling.
I understand that. That's why I asked. I didn't say.
I'm trying to make a point. I'm sorry. I'm trying to talk. You didn't like what I was saying earlier. I was going to talk about the issues with self-hatred in the U.S. and apparently you felt like I was saying something else, so you cut me off. I moved from that point. Now I'm trying to talk about the situation, and it's like instead of me letting me talk, you keep cutting me off.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm trying to say that if you understand the class system in the U.S., Black people did not come here freely. We were forced to come here. Black people, some were able to leave. Others who tried to leave, again, I'm talking about a whole movement in the early 1900s where it was sabotage. A lot of people do not have the money to go anywhere. And vacations, you'd be surprised at how many people have never been on a vacation, who never when they get vacation time, they end up using that time as extra money to pay their bills. People are struggling.
Ma'am, I never said people.
I'm trying to finish.
I'm not gonna go. We're not gonna go down that avenue. I never said people were not struggling. I was only speaking to the fact that you said about going to Africa is because it's difficult to do, and that is what we need to stop saying. I mean, we don't. How difficult do you know of it to do if you never even done it? You never even done it. That's a misnomer.
Why am I being silent?
He cutting her off because I mean she was getting to the point. She was actually answering questions.
No. Hold on.
I'm just trying to talk. Why am I being silenced?
You're not being silent.
Hold
Go
on,
ahead.
Tara. Pisha, please. I'm here. Just hold on. Tara, I only want you to answer the question on the screen.
I'm trying to, but the person above me has asked me like 10 questions.
Wait, hold on.
You're talking about people struggling in America. That's not what. Let's bring it back. I just literally said I'm not trying to go down that avenue about struggling or not struggling. I know I am American. I'm African American. I know
That's
this.
fine, but I'm trying to speak. Why am I being silent so you can speak?
Okay.
I didn't say anything rude to you.
Keisha,
Yeah, you keep interrupting me.
Let her finish. Tara, hold on. Okay, I'm here. Okay, please.
I'm
Tara,
like upset now, and I didn't
hold
come
on.
up here that
Tara,
way.
Tara, listen. Just touch on the question.
No, I didn't do anything wrong.
I know.
She
I'm not
asked,
saying
no,
you've
can
done
I please
something.
speak?
I'm not
Y'all
saying
didn't. If y'all don't want me to have a voice, that's fine.
Hold
but
on. That's why I'm here to let you speak.
Trying to.
I don't know what
I've
you
been
said
asked
earlier
more
on.
questions than I've answered since I've been
Now
up
I'm
here.
trying to bring the room to order. You are talking when I'm talking. So how would you hear what I'm saying? I'm not attacking you. I'm not telling you you've done something bad. But if you can just listen to me, I only want you to just answer the questions on the screen briefly so that if anyone has any questions, and please, people, let her finish talking. After she finishes, if anyone has anything to say, then you say it. But let her finish. Tara, please, make it snappy for us.
Thank you. I pointed out that during the transatlantic slave trade, people were not just brought here to America. There are other people in the Caribbean and South America, and we know in Europe, the African people were taken everywhere.
Which one are you explaining? Which of the questions?
Why are continental Africans pushing back on AA? And I'm about to get to
Are
that.
you continental African?
I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm being cut off, and I'm getting really frustrated.
Are you aware that when Africans come here, I don't let them answer number 1 and 3? Why should I allow you to answer for continental African if I don't allow the continental African?
Y'all really I was literally trying to make a point.
Listen, Tara, I'm giving you a chance to speak, but you are not a continental
I'm trying to speak,
African.
but y'all keep cutting me off.
Listen, people, I don't allow people who are not continental Africans to answer number 2. I don't allow continental Africans to answer number 1 and 2. You feel like you have to answer all, then I'm not being fair. How? Why is it that is the one that you want to talk about, the one that doesn't concern you? And now when a continental African is here to talk about your history, then the room gets crazy. And I don't like the fact. But you still want to go there to answer number 2. Is that all you want to do?
Host, I don't think she knows. That's the thing.
But I've been talking and I've been telling her that she doesn't have to because she's not a continental African. I don't want this life to be chaos. Nobody.
I think she's just lost in translation.
Okay,
I think
listen,
she's just
everybody
lost
don't
in
have to
translation.
answer for her. She's right there. No one has to answer for anyone.
Talking over everybody.
She's right there, girl. She's right there. Y'all are also blurting out. She's right there. I'm a mod. I am a mod. And she is right there. You guys don't have to answer for her. Is there any mod that could switch out with me on the panel, please?
Tara, are you ready to answer number 1 and 3? Or you just want to answer number 2? Which one?
I was just trying to make the point that Black people all around the world, even the Black people who were not born in Africa were still taken from Africa, and we all being indoctrinated and separated on purpose in order to continue to rob resources including people. And everybody.
So that is why Africans are pushing back on African Americans?
Everybody's pushing back on everyone through self-hatred.
But I have asked a specific question. I have asked a specific question that why are continental Africans? Why do you want to bring everybody in that aspect?
Because I'm trying to explain to you is a pattern and it's happening to everyone. I'm not from the African continent by birth.
Okay. No, you have to go down because you don't have comprehension. You are not trying to comprehend. If you are not a continental African, do not answer for number 2. If you are not African American and you are continental African, don't answer for number 1 and 3. If you have a comprehension problem, you are on your own. Who is next to speak?
I can go next if that's okay.
I think I've been here for a while.
Black, go ahead.
Thank you. And I did want to clarify, host, and I don't mean to speak for her, but she's down now. I think that she was just confused by the prompt because earlier there was a bit of a discussion that kind of crossed the lines there. Like everybody was kind of talking about all of the topics earlier. So I think that people coming into the live during that time were a bit confused because I was. When I came in, I thought that we were all answering these questions because it seemed like that's how people
Black,
were
that is
answering
why
them.
I kept repeating
Right,
myself.
right.
So
And I
all she had
understand.
to do is to
And
listen.
I understand.
Hold on, Black. She still said she wants to answer. And even I've explained myself ever since we started the live. And you see people in the comments say, let her answer. This is not your life. You can go to your life and allow people to do what you want. But so far as I'm here, I am the captain of this live and I will make it go as I want. If you don't like it, bye-bye.
Yes, and I agree. I think she was just confused because earlier
It's okay.
she was speaking with your moderator,
Stop.
and your
Black,
moderator
don't
was
speak for her.
asking.
Black, stop it. Just go to the topic.
Okay, yeah. So to answer for the African American questions, number 1 and 2, I just wanted to say that I am an African American. I identify as African American or Black American. So for number 1, why is everyone interested in being part of Africa, but only African American in America, right? I think that each one teach one kind of expounded on this earlier, but basically he was saying that we classify ourselves as African American in America because we originally, our ancestors did not know where we came from, and we chose to identify ourselves with whatever part of Africa that we could because we didn't want to forget our lineage. And we want to be a part of Africa because we recognize that it is our homeland, and we have ties to it. And there are a lot of people who identify as indigenous, and I'm not talking about those people, I'm talking about the people that actually identify as African American. We want to go to our homeland and identify with our people. And to answer the third one, number 3, are you finding your genealogy and visit the motherland? Which country so far? Yes, I did do my 23andMe. But I decided that I actually just ordered my African ancestry DNA kit because it's more accurate. It also tracks the mitochondrial DNA, which is the lineage of your mother, which I feel like is very important. And it kind of tells you more about which ethnic groups from Africa you would really be a part of. So yes, I have done that. I am planning actually to visit the motherland in November and December. November of this year and December of 2025. I will be going to the west coast of Africa. I'm touring the west coast of Africa in 2025. I'll be in South Africa in November, looking at property with the Real South Africa, which has been mentioned by a brother that came on before. Who is from South Africa. So yes, I do plan on going to those countries. Oh, also for number 1, I'm sorry, I forgot to say this. And the reason that a lot of us identify as African American in America is because that name was given to us. But in recent years, because we have developed our own culture here and our own ethnicity, we have adopted our own name. That is not tied to our governmental status. It's actually called Solani. Solani is a name for not just African descendants of chattel slavery or ADOS, because those can be people who are of any part of the Americas, including the Caribbean, South America, and so forth, who are descendants of slaves. But Solani is specifically of the U.S. American descendants of slavery. And we have our own ethnic group because we have our own cultures, as well as our own languages, vernaculars, dialects, food groups, and so on and so forth. So it's not that we are trying to distance ourselves from Africa. We very much actually love Africa. Like I said, the people who are quote unquote Aboriginal American, whatever else, this conversation is not for you, because if you don't identify as African or African American, then we're not talking to you. We're talking about those of us who actually identify with Africa. And with that said, we still do, just like there are different ethnic groups in Africa, we have our own ethnic group as well. It doesn't mean that we are trying to disown Africa, or that we're saying that we're better or more superior. I don't know where that came from. We just want to be, first of all, Big Chief Red Stick, I'm not white, don't do me. Secondly, we just because we identify with our ethnic group does not mean that we are superior. We just want our ethnic group to be recognized and respected, just like any other ethnic group across the Pan-African diaspora is recognized and respected for their specific contributions. And that's it. That's all. I love you. I love everybody. I'm rooting for everybody Black. Okay, bye.
Wait, don't go yet. Wait, hold on. Anyone has any questions for her?
I think that was well said.
I would like to ask her, where do you find information about the term Solani? I've never
Yeah,
heard
I'm gonna
That's
ask her that too.
fascinating.
It's something.
Yeah, there are different it's actually been a thing for a while now. Different scholars and community activists and so on and so forth have been talking about it. You can find let's see, I actually have a Discord server with a lot of information, including languages like the African American languages like Tutnese, so on and so forth. If you want to join that, then you can get all of your info there. It's a bunch of Black people that come together and share information with each other. So
It's always been. I mean, that's not new. So you guys are adapting that, or you're converting to Tutton, because you didn't Solani. You're saying you created it, or you're just adapting that as your language?
Solani, or the Solani.
No, the Solani people who you're talking about. I'm just trying to understand what you're saying, because I've never in my life heard of Solani. I guess you're a subgroup.
Okay.
Another subgroup, but you said that you had your own languages. So I'm asking you, you mentioned the language as Tutton. Tutton is not associated with a Solani. So I'm trying to understand, are you just adopting that as your language?
Wait, hold on. Let me clarify. So a second ago you said that. Wait, I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand your question. I'm trying to understand your question. So
I am really not asking. I'm just okay.
I'm trying to understand your question. 1 second. So a second ago you said that you hadn't heard of Solani, but now you're saying that Tutnese isn't a part of Solani, and I just want to make sure that we're not getting Solani
never said Tutnese was not a part of Solani.
Okay.
I was asking you. Okay, you know what? You know what? Hold on. I scratched my question from the record. That's okay.
Okay.
You don't have to answer that. Anybody else have a question for her? Nobody, what she said?
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good night to all the people around, abroad, and home. Now, I just want to know, I realize a lot of people be taking these ancestry DNA tests and all these different tests. I just want to say to the lady, how are you so sure about this test? Because to me, personally, it's modern slavery all over again. African, ancestry, but then it always have to have a little mix of other different, which I know have to know a little all over again. Just because to me personally, it's modern slavery all over again, because it's obvious they're gonna put, a little African, ancestry, but then it always have to have a little mix of other different, which I know in modern times, yes, people do.
I am lost here. Who is the question for?
Black Phoenix, I wanted to know if she's how sure is she with this test that she took to find out her ancestry, her ancestors, who she come from or whatever. The ancestry.com stuff that people do take DNAs.
Okay, let her answer. Black.
Okay, so I was saying earlier that I originally did 23andMe, but because of everything that you were saying, one African, I can't see the rest of your name, but one, because of everything that you were saying, I didn't feel 100% confident in it. So I just ordered the African Ancestry DNA test, which is actually a Black and African owned company with Black scientists, Black researchers, and they track your.
Are you stupid or something?
Is the ancestry that's passed down through your mother's lineage, and it's the most accurate DNA test that you could take.
Okay,
I
so
want to
so
ask her a
let's
question.
identify
I don't
us.
know if you could.
Right now, listen, please, everybody, please. Right now, as a continental African, I'm so much confused. See, I am so confused on how to call my cousins. And first of all, one sister was here talking. It's like, why are you guys giving us the name? But who actually gave the name African American? Was it Africans or it was in America? Who gave that name? I want to know if anyone can answer.
It was the U.S. government, I believe. Host.
Okay, so if it is the U.S. government, now it looks like it is being pushed on Africans, that Africans are calling you names that you don't like, and the pushback is coming from you people to Africans. So why are you not going to the government for this? There are a lot of people make it seem like Africans, please mute Aqua, are making it seem like Africans are the ones calling you. They are calling you that because they heard. And it's not coming from Africa, but it looks like most of you are scared of your government. Most of you hell no! A lot of things over there, and then you feel like it is Africa that you come and pour all these things to. Why don't you attack your people over there? Why don't you ask them?
Wait a minute.
And this is one of
Who are you?
reasons why it's bringing problems. You're making it seem like we are the ones who invented that name. Why?
No, it was the U.S. government because we have to take a census in this country,
I
and they
want to
needed
say
to put us in a
something, guys.
category.
Hold on, I didn't understand what the host just said. Like, did I miss something?
I think too, host. I'm sorry.
I'm saying that first of all, I asked who gave the name African American, because a lot of times most Black Americans speak like Africans are the ones calling them African Americans, and they don't want to be called like that. And that's why I asked who gave that name. And obviously, it is not Africans who gave you people that name. But most people come here and then they lash out on Africans that why are you calling us that? We don't want that name. But it's not us, it is your government. And some of your people has embraced it. So if there's anything, it is not with Africa. It is with your, and this is why I need the African American community also, because I know you have your culture also to protect and your ancestries. We can back you, but we cannot just back you when you are not taking action on this with those who are rubbishing that name, which wasn't given to you by we Africans. And this is what is causing the problems. Are the Black people in America, Black Americans, protesting against this or going to the government? Are they saying something? I just want to know what's going on over there. Because it looks like nothing is going on over there, but then the continental Africans are being targeted as the oppressors. I don't understand.
See, host, I was trying to speak on that earlier for clarification, but you told me when I turned my camera on, you didn't want to allow that. So I left it there. So I don't know. I don't know.
If you don't want to be called African American, please don't. I don't want anybody to go to any continental African and vent on this issue. We are not the ones to vent this to whoever. If you identify yourself as African American, I will call you as such. If you identify yourself as Black American, I'll call you as such. But nobody should vent and make it seem like it is Africa's problem. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Who is next?
I wanted to address the continental stuff. Is that okay with you?
Yes, go ahead.
All right.
Oh, there were people that came before him that have not spoke.
Oh, really?
Okay. I'm gonna wait.
No. One Africa has been here for long. Oh?
No, the person next to me.
Okay, my bad. Sorry.
I think they came in after, but it's okay. I'll wait. I'll wait.
Okay.
No, they did not come in after.
Once you are done, once you make your submission,
She's been
then
here
I will
about an
start.
hour. This
Just continue.
Oh. Almira.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Yes, go ahead. Good evening.
Yeah. So I wanted to pose this question to Black, right? The issue is that we Africans, we don't really have any issue with whatever Black Americans identify themselves as, okay? You people can identify however you want to identify. That is really not the issue, okay? Now, like according to what the host said, right? We are not the ones that gave you people the title African Americans. When they were giving you guys those titles, we weren't there, okay? And I think the reason why a lot of Africans are backing out on Black America is based on the fact that Black American thinks that Africans in the diaspora don't respect them, but that is not really the case, because whenever you see an African in America, right, the only thing they think about, they don't really think about race. They only think about making money and taking care of their family, whereas the Black American in Americas are thinking about race, like the way you people identify race and the way we identify race here in Africa is different, okay? So that is what I want to say.
And so why are the continental Africans pushing back? Almira.
I think the reason continental Africans are yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
So I think the reason continental Africans okay, I think the reason that the continental Africans are pushing back on AA people is because of the things we see on social media, because most of the times when you come online, it's as if Black Americans are fighting us Africans on certain issue that has nothing to do with us. Yeah, like sometimes when you come online, you see Black America be like, people in Africa are poor. Like it's okay for a white man to come to Africa and live comfortably without having any problem. But when that white man go back to America, we tell them don't come to Africa because they see us as the problem. Whereas we in Africa, we are only fighting for our daily bread. So I think that is the reason a lot of us Africans are backing off from Black Americans, right?
Okay, thank you. So what happened to the post right now? Who is trying to hack their life? Keisha, did you enlarge what is on the screen?
What?
Did you look at the screen?
I don't understand what you're talking about.
I mean, the questions. It has been
What about the
zoomed.
question?
Look at it, just look at it. I don't know if it's from my side. Do you guys see everything now? Or it has changed?
We see the questions. They're normal.
Wow.
Wow.
I see a different thing over here. Okay.
It gets smaller.
Okay. Who speaks next?
Let me just say this, please. Give thanks again to everybody. I born in Trinidad and Tobago, right? I live in America. And I might know everything. We're all still learning daily. But there's some people who are not willing to unlearn what they learn. And when I came here in America, I remember, I could tell you exactly about almost 20 years ago, people didn't, and when I mean people, I'm talking about not everybody, but the majority of people didn't recognize in Africa. They would say their family wasn't born in Africa, their grandmother wasn't born in Africa, this one, this, that, and they don't really care. And the stereotype that was on TV with these people who would take a child and say this child need this and this child need that, and look at this child and so forth, and the mother just died, and we need to give this child food, while you sit there with your camera and videotape this and propaganda the whole of United States and the rest of the Caribbean with these false narrative about Africa. So it was embedded in some of these people's head. And if you go and fill out the application, like what Keisha was saying, most of these applications, it starts off, are you African American or Black African? What is it? Some the application say African American. Definitely, it say that. So that means you actually have to look around and say, okay, I'm American, because some people say that I'm American, but I can't put American because I'm Black. How I'm Black? Because that is what they say. Even though I know I'm Black, if I wanted to say something else, which is some people, they don't even want to acknowledge they are Black. But again, it's right there, so they have to go with it now. So everybody runs with it, and some people actually take it up. That's why Home Girl was saying, when she goes to social media, these people are calling Africa all sorts of names, saying they don't have nothing to do with Africa. As for me, I just came to TikTok, and I'm gonna tell you something. It's some of the most dangerous thing to our unity we're trying to build with our brothers in America and our sisters, right? Throughout the Caribbean also and South America. Because believe it or not, in South America, there's Black people who live like Africans in South America. So that's all straight all along the border. So the things that I seen, and I will tell you the truth, majority of these people who call them melanated and the 1%ers and these people are dividing our brothers and sisters in America, because they're already being fed this narrative and this thing about Africa. Like I heard somebody say last night, Africans trying to come and steal the planet. Your planet. I mean, that's just one person saying that. And sometimes when we talk, again, we're not trying to put everybody in a box, please. We don't want everybody feel like, you know, we are targeting everybody, because I'm not targeting nobody. My name is One Africa, One Border with an A. And I'm going to tell all of the reason maybe later, but it's because Africa have borders. Just imagine that, where certain people in Nigeria can go to certain countries in Africa unless they have a visa, which it shouldn't be. Another thing I just want to say, and I'm going to come off. If you believe this, a lot of people in Africa, who remember it's a continent, don't even have an idea of this going on here. This little thing what we have on social media about African and American. Africa is so huge. We could consider what we're talking about is a pocket in Africa. Mind you, yes, from long time, we have this, you know, division, you know, because it been there, like how sisters say, the white person come to Africa, but tell you don't come. We live to see that was a lie. Don't go to Africa, do it. The World Cup was kept in South Africa. Kobe Bryant, Bill Clinton, everybody who, you know, famous, Oprah Winfrey, everybody. They was there. Ain't none of them come out with no big, you know, alien mark on their face, or they was eaten by no so-called cannibal or whatever. So you could see these things was lies. But again, the little narrative that was passed, it makes us feel not one. When we come to America, the things they say, do you all have TV? Do you sleep? I was told that. Do you all sleep in trees? And I'm born in the Caribbean. And mind you, I'm born in Trinidad and Tobago, right? Where we supply 2 continents and more with asphalt. It's the place with the #1 deposit of asphalt in the entire world, right? And I'm not using that to say, oh, we better, because there's no better and best. That's killing us, you know. The food is the next thing. A lot of us are eating bad food. The food is where they use now as a weapon. They don't have to come shoot you. They don't have to lean you up on the wall. They don't have to chain you up. It's in your food. They're designed to condition your mind and be just like domicile to when they bring certain laws. So if you already brainwashed about Africa, not everybody again, and then now you are eating chemicalized food, tell me what's going on. I rest unless somebody else says something, because there's a lot of people on the panel. But that's just something you all need to take into consideration. You know, that's why the food price, the good food is high, you know, so we can buy. But just know if you don't brainwash already, and again, not all people, not all black people that born in America, but they are my brothers and my sisters. We all one, we all black people, no matter what part of the diaspora you come from. Africa should be the place because Namibia have 2%. They have it on, world whatever, at 6%, but it's actually 2% of German. And they are running people off the land, people who born there, people who ancestors, lineage, hundreds of years. You imagine this is your land for hundreds of years through your grandmother, mother, and everybody and your father. And you get run off your land. That, to be honest with you, if I could go through the TV, I would have do that. Just the feeling I get to see somebody getting run off their land. But when white people come, they could stay. And one more thing I want to say, and I'm done after this. Do not marry the slave master. Please. If you all see the trend now, white people go, even they're doing this in Thailand, but we are talking about Africa. They go to Africa because they have a little money. Most of the, not to say knowledge, but most of the ones in them who actually don't know, but what they have been seeing is that when you see a white person, they have money, the Mozungos. Say, they go down there and they have sex with all of these black young sisters.
So you have to be mindful of your words, please.
All right, I will do that. But that's another thing. Look how we condition and condemn and censor.
But that is another thing you have to understand. This app is not ours. I say that to you respectfully. Unfortunately, there are things that can cause the app to be flagged. So to protect the live, that's all the only reason why I'm saying it. You can come off your mic. I'm just telling you to be mindful of your words. I mean, if you cannot respect that.
No, I said yes.
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, respectfully, I'm sorry and I apologize, and I don't want the live to get flagged. So respectfully, and I rest my case. Let somebody else take the field. Thank you.
Sure. I'm not sure. I believe it's the person in the bottom left.
When are we having the open panel? Sorry.
If we can just get through everyone who haven't spoke, we can have an open panel.
I haven't spoken yet.
Okay, I get that, but we go in order of the way people came up on the panel. So to the person in the bottom left, and then it'll be you, Aqua. And then
Aqua can go. It's okay. Aqua can go ahead. I'm still trying to get something before I speak.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, I guess to answer the first question, why is everyone interested in being part of, Africa, but the AA? It's not saying that we're, I guess the so-called AAs or Black Americans not interested in participating or going to Africa. It's just that some is not sure who they are. So to say that they are something that they're not sure they are, you know what I mean? Like, how can you expect someone to fully participate or, want to be interested when they got to figure themselves out? That's the whole part about it. And for people to kind of force people to say, well, this is what you are because of your skin color. And it's like, it's different kinds of Black people. It's all different kinds of so-called Black people. So to say that you are this one thing because of your skin color, that's the part I'm not understanding. That's, just for that. That's what I'm not understanding about that. Are you fond of your genealogy and visiting the motherland? I found my genealogy. As far, well, not all of it, but as far as I can go back to 1864, and my people's, I didn't find any, not to be disrespectful or whatever, but I haven't found any African, so-called African in my lineage. So, and my people's been here in Pennsylvania. I'm in Pennsylvania, so my people's have been here in Pennsylvania since then. So
okay, sir, hold on. Can I stop you, please? So you said so you're saying you're not African. You don't have any African descent. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that, but that's not what I'm saying.
Well, you just said that. You said that you did your lineage, and you did not have any African. Your
As far
people
as I, as
been,
far
your
as I
people
went back,
been.
as
Okay,
far
I
as I went
understand,
back
but
to,
your
I
people
haven't.
been in. Wait, please hold on. You gotta let me get it out because if you don't, people say I'm talking over you and I'm being disingenuous and I'm being rude. I'm really not because if you're not African descent, then this conversation does not regard. It's not regarding you. So that's what I'm saying. You were going on to say your people been here. They've always been here.
In Pennsylvania, yes, but I'm saying as far as I can go back, if anything before that that I can find it, then yes, it's accepted. But I'm not saying
So
that I'm
yes,
not.
your people always been here. That's why I asked you, are you of African descent? Because you stated that.
Well, I mean, of course, if that's what we. I mean, if the whole world is from there, aren't we all of African descent?
Okay, so you want to go back to being Homo sapiens sapien. Okay, so I want to know, how do you identify then?
I mean, of course, I guess a Black American, African American. I mean, that's all we know.
Okay.
Now let's you do your genealogy or whatever. Well, if you can find the difference in your genealogy. Like I'm not here to argue or like fight. It's like you making it seem like everything that's a pushback like that's not African. You just don't like it.
It's not a pushback of not African, but if you don't consider yourself to be of African descent and or African, then this is where we're trying to.
It's not a thing about considering yourself anything. Is what and who you are. Because like you said, anybody can.
Okay, well, if you're not, well, you okay, but you said, but listen, you said it's not a consider, it's about who or what you are. But then when you first thing you said is you said so-called African American. So wouldn't that apply to not being so-called? It is African American is who and what we are, right?
You can't. I mean, you can't really say that because everybody is not 100% African. You know
I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about you. You're the one here on the panel having a conversation, right?
From Africa, you're generalizing the whole thing.
Okay. All I wanted to know is do you have because I'm just trying to say if you're indigenous, if you're indigenous, this is not about being indigenous or not indigenous.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
I have a question for him. Hey, I have a question for you.
Black, hold on. Please, Keisha, you know very well what we are doing here. If you hear somebody stand or where they're coming from, I don't think you should even worry yourself and ask further questions. And Aqua, please be very respectful. This topic says, hold on.
How am I being
This topic says that for African descent. So if you are not African descent, what are you answering the question? That's what I want to understand. And it doesn't mean that I'm challenging where you are coming from.
I never said that I wasn't African descent. I didn't say that. I never said that. It's just people.
You people, I see that you people have problem with comprehension. You people have problem with understanding. And that is what I am getting. And that is what I'm seeing. And in the comment also, let him answer, you are not disciplined at all. You want to make everything about you, even if it is not talking about you. And you get mad and you call names when an African is taking charge. Guess what? Yes, I am the captain. If you don't like it, just leave. It's as simple as that. Yes, we need to follow procedure. And the procedure is there on the board. If you are not African descent, why do you want to come up and talk about something else? I don't get it. You take charge in your lives and you don't even allow Africans to even talk for 5 minutes. And just tell you people come here with Ohima, what's happening? Ohima, what is happening with your background and noise? I'm hearing feedbacks and all that. Are they hacking your account? And you don't like it, and then you are mad. Oh, he's African. Why is he being authoritative? Why is he? Yes, an African is a human too. And like I said, You have your life, just go to your life and meet with your people. I am here to meet with my people, and my rules are going to work here. I will not allow you to come and change my topic and tell me what you are not. I don't care what you are not. I don't care if you are not African. Don't come here and then be telling me something different. If it is a topic about everyone and whatever, then you can talk about it. You guys, some of you have to be disciplined. And I block for a living too.
I just wanted to ask, is it a open panel now? And I also wanted to say, as a Black American, yes, it is mighty disrespectful.
No, it's not an open panel. It's not an open panel. What is disrespectful? Wait, what is disrespectful?
No, I was saying that they were being disrespectful to you by
It's
coming
okay.
into
It's okay,
into
leave
this
it.
space
Just
and doing
Yeah.
that.
leave it.
I just wanted to say, as an
It is an
African
open.
American,
It
that
is.
that was not okay.
You people
Right.
like, let me drop you for a while.
No,
No,
she's not.
Kisha, hold on. I know, but I don't like this too much talk. Some of you, even though you are making good points, but you still want to make point. The talking is too much.
I don't understand what she did, to be honest. Respectfully, she was agreeing with you.
And Kisha, I know, Kisha, please, Kisha, don't. Just don't.
It is an open panel. Everyone has gone. Everyone has gone. Everyone has made a submission.
Has Fochab spoken?
Everyone has made a submission.
I have not, Keisha.
No, you were already here. You came back. You already answered
Kisha,
these
why are you
questions.
talking on me? No, let me know why you are stopping me to speak, Kisha. Wait, Fochab, hold on. I want to understand why you are stopping me to speak, Kisha. Why?
No, what do you mean I'm stopping you to speak? I thought
So
she
why
had on.
don't you allow me to talk or address whatever I want to address? Why are you speaking for her?
I thought you asked me, has she
No,
spoken?
just let me finish when I'm talking. You know, I can leave at any time. So if I'm talking, I don't need no interruption. I don't like to interrupt anybody too. What's going on?
Okay, I thought you asked me a question. You asked me okay. Maybe I misunderstood you. I thought you were asking me a question.
Let's Fochab speak. Please, if anybody is speaking, nobody should cut anyone. Let everybody finish. If you have any question, then you ask them.
Okay. I'm so scared.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Now. Oh my God. Okay. So I'll answer the questions. It says for African descent. I identify as African American. The terms are used interchangeably in the United States. I want to tiptoe. I don't want to offend nobody now. They're used interchangeably. So I've been called all kinds of things on a census, on a job application, all of those things. It's changed throughout the years. And I think people are becoming more, even the government here is becoming more understanding that there's different type of people now that have our skin tone. So they accommodate for that. So I just want to put that out there. To say that African Americans are not interested in being part of Africa, it's like looking at a glass half empty or half full. You have an option of looking at it either way. I would say that is not true because so many of us are going to the continent. The country of Ghana is being stimulated by so many of us that are interested in seeing where we come from because we haven't had the opportunity to know that. And I'm going to also kind of echo on One Africa when I say that America have had a narrative and they have shown us one picture of what Africa is. And that, because this was before, just say pre-internet, okay? Now we have internet, there's no excuses. People can Google everything now. So there's no excuses now. But prior to that, you know, I will be 50 this year. So I actually grew up when I was a teenager. There was no internet and there was no like ready cell phone for you to go to. So all of the images that I saw is what the media showed us. And I'm not going to go back and say what the media showed because you guys have heard plenty of Americans that have told you what they've shown you. So my first trip when I was able to afford to travel, I travel now. and I plan to do all 7 continents. But my first trip to Africa was Kenya, and I brought a coworker along with me. She was very afraid, and then she had it deeply embedded in her mind of the images that we grew up on. I wanted to bring her so she'll have a different outlook. Even though I have not been there, my desire was to go there. And of course, it was a different landscape and everything was different. But after day 2, day 3, she loved it. So I think that people need the opportunity to see for themselves. And one other thing that I saw that I found very interesting, the same very people that gave us the notion of what Africa is and how dangerous it is and how, you know, it wasn't as developed, those people were vacationing there, having a great time, enjoying this land that I've always wanted to be in, but you've told me that it was something different. Okay. So not all African Americans want to separate from Africa. So I just want to say that please look at the glass however you want to look at it. If you want to look at it half full or half empty. I don't know about number 2 because I don't know. I can't speak for Africans why they're pushing away. So as far as genealogy, my sister did a genealogy. My sister did a genealogy many years ago, and I've really forgotten. I think we're like 96% sub-Saharan African, which it includes a lot of different countries. We're not just from one, because whenever our people came from Africa to the Americas, they intermarried, they had babies, so everybody's all mixed up. I'm not from one country. It's so many different countries from the West. And I plan on, since I am from there, I want my land. I'm going to every country to see if they can give me some land because I want to come back. You know, a lot of us want to explore. We want to live by coastal. We want to be able to have that experience on both ends of the continent. So I would just say, please, I don't know what you guys are experiencing on TikTok. I'm kind of new to the forum. You're always going to have someone that's going to speak negatively. You're going to have some people that are speaking positively. It is your choice of what you want to allow in your psyche. So there's people that love one another. There's people that don't. So it's your choice of where you want to put yourself and who you want to see as being a part of you. That's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you. And I like the fact that you skipped number 2 because you have read the room, and thank you. Also, Black, I will have to apologize to you for dropping, and to anyone on this platform, that when 2 cultures meet, we all have culture shocks. Maybe some of you might think I'm crazy or mad, but I don't do very well when I'm talking and somebody is talking. In my culture, it is never like you will meet that shock. So I think when I listen a lot, but then when I want to talk with nobody interjecting, and I seek same for everyone. You might be saying the right thing for me, but I just let me finish. I'm sorry, but this is one of the culture shocks. And I believe we all have culture shocks from both sides. So I apologize if I went so high. Who's next?
I just want to say good afternoon. And I do apologize if I cut out because I'm on vacation and the Wi-Fi here is terrible. But I'm African American, and I do identify as someone of African descent. And to answer the first question,
All right, tribe. That is all I got for today. I gotta go take care of family shit. The enemy is working, tribe. The enemy is working. Make sure y'all be, safe out here, man. As y'all watch me go through my trials and tribulations and things of that nature, hopefully you can take some pointers, apply some things to your reality, help you get through this shit we call life, tribe. You know what I mean? Just consistent shit piling up and piling up and piling up. There is no rest for the weary, they say. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here and get on with the rest of my day, tend to my family, tend to the other things that I need to take care of. I appreciate all the love and all the support. Make sure y'all bang that like button, share the video out. I will see y'all tomorrow. Same time, same place. Until next time, tribe. Peace.